Hello everyone, fancy seeing you here and welcome to the beautiful and exciting city of London. You would have seen it in your favorite TV shows and movies, heard music produced and recorded here from some of your favorite artists, but of course we are here for the amazing London food scene. So in today's video, we are going to be showing you everything we ate in London. From British classics such as your fish and chips, Sunday roast and the infamous jellied eel, to international favorites such as Indian food and Chinese food. Obviously this video is going to be only covering our experience in London, so it is not a definitive list, but we still hope you find this video useful and informative. Anyway, without further ado, are you ready, Yanbi?
Yeah!
Let's get eating around London. Let's
go!
Now this is how you start your London trip. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Serving it up, Gary's way, pop!
And Ipalichi is a more than 100-year-old London icon that you must experience, especially because of their monstrous have-the-lot full English breakfast. This historic family-run institution has been serving the community not just delicious food, but also a good helping of the finest family hospitality and English banter in London.
This is the boss day!
Their glorious fry-up is an absolute unit that it can barely fit in the plate. It's got the beans, mushrooms, Cumberland sausage, black pud, hash browns, bacon, egg, tomatoes, and of course, fried bread. It's truly an epic and super comforting meal. And remember, Ipalichi is also an Italian restaurant, so we had to get their spaghetti bolognese with a literal mountain of cheese and a dash of pesto, of course, and some amazing toasted garlic ciabatta with melty mozzarella. Wash everything down with a coffee and some breakfast tea, of course, then you've got yourself a breakfast fit for a true British bloke. London's black cabs are an iconic symbol of the city, but it's in these understated yet iconic green huts that the cabmen go for a feed. 61 green huts were constructed around the late 1800s to early 1900s, but only 13 remain today, serving simple but delicious food. Only cabmen are allowed inside, but you can still grab a bite for takeout. We got 2 sandwiches from their simple and relatively affordable menu. Aliana got a beautifully stacked sausage, bacon, and egg sandwich in between 2 pillowy brown bloomer bread slices, while I got a superlatively stuffed breakfast torpedo roll, which is basically a fry-up in a sandwich with beans, sausage, bacon, egg, and mushroom. So messy, but oh so good. It's a great and affordable way to start your morning, and bonus points because the cabin shelter we went to in Embankment Place was next to the beautiful Whitehall Gardens, which made for quite the picturesque breakfast setting.
Bagels may be a New York staple, but bagels are a staple of London's East End. This is the unmistakable bagel bake that's situated in the famous Brick Lane full of colorful graffiti and eclectic stores. This shop is a fully fledged bakery, but of course, the hunky salt beef bagel is the main attraction here. Juicy salt beef is thinly sliced before being served with gherkins and mustard, of course. And oh my gosh, was the salt beef super tender and fatty, and the bouncy bagel complemented it perfectly. Couldn't resist getting a few more bagels such as this smoked salmon and cream cheese, one of my favorite bagel combos, and also an egg and gherkin, which was pretty decent too. I also mixed it up a bit with a cheeky sausage roll because I am addicted to that stuff. Not only are the bagels here absolutely irresistible, but they're also open 24 hours, so you can satisfy your bagel cravings any time of the day. If the Borough Market isn't on your to-do list when you travel to London, then I'm sorry, you're the dictionary definition of a red flag. Because who can resist this amazing food and produce market that is one of, if not the best market in London? This market is not just full of history dating back to the 12th century, but it's also full of an impossibly large range of delicious food to choose from. We tried our best to eat as many stalls as possible, starting with coffee at the Monmouth Coffee Company that do an elite flat white, and we even got a cute canelé, which was great. We also got a super chonky sausage roll from the Ginger Pig Butcher because I can't resist one, and we also got a Scotch egg, which is an egg wrapped in sausage meat and then breaded, which made for quite the unique bite. We also got a colorful chana chaat from Horn OK Please, which is a vegetarian Indian food stall, and this was the bite of color and flavor that I needed. It's a flavorful mix of chickpeas and a masala sauce topped with onion, chutney, coriander, pomegranates, and sev. Of course, we are no strangers to viral TikTok foods, and Humble Crumble have been making the rounds with their irresistible crumble selection and bottomless custard. We got a blackberry crumble with a crumb brulee topped for some extra sugary sweetness, and this was a heartwarming, sweet, tangy, and creamy snack. Finally, before our stomachs exploded, we also got a salt beef and rye from Nana Fanny's Deli that used third-generation recipes for their delicious food. This tasty sandwich was filled with tender salt beef, pickles, and melty cheese between rye bread. Also, shout out to the mean flipping skills from one of the cooks. Oh, and before you leave, don't forget to grab some free samples on the way as you browse through all the beautiful produce for your next grocery shop. What an amazing market!
Now this is quintessential old-time London grub. This is M. Manzi Bermondsey, the oldest existing pie, mash, and jelly deal store in London. These humble spots have historically been mainstays of everyday London dining habits, mainly because of their filling portions and generally affordable price points. It's a fairly simple menu, but good thing their humble pie, mash, and liquor is a thing of comforting beauty. It's a holy trinity of chonky pie filled to the brim with meaty mince, fluffy mashed potatoes slathered onto the plate, and of course the green parsley liquor. And no, this liquor does not in fact contain alcohol. My inner Filipino as well felt a deep connection to this dish too, because I love that they encourage a good dash of vinegar to liven that dish up.
Probably malt.
Yeah, that's malt vinegar.
But of course, you cannot leave without at least trying their notorious jellied eels. It's basically eels preserved in a spice stock that's set into a jelly. It's definitely nowhere near as repulsive as some people suggest, and just tastes like any other preserved fish. And of course, don't forget to load up on that vinegar. Wash it down with a glass of sarsaparilla and you've got yourself a delicious bite of London history. You absolutely cannot leave London without eating fish and chips. I mean, it's as British food comes. We got our taste of the sea at Master's Superfish in South Bank. And with a bold name like that, I'm glad their fish and chips actually hold up to their bold name. I love the local feel of this place, and what's even better is that they start you off with some complimentary pickles and even these tiny prawns that were a great warm-up to the fish. And when the fish arrived, good lord, my face dropped as if I just discovered El Dorado because the food was an absolute golden feast. We started with some delicious tiger prawns, which were nice, but the portion was pretty small. We also got calamari, which were fried to perfection, and a spritz of lemon really enhanced everything. And we got two types of fish, and look how massive these plates are. One fish was the cod and other was haddock. Both were pretty great, but the impossibly crispy batter was the real star of the show. An unreal textural contrast to the juicy and flaky fish. And of course, you can't forget about the delightful thick-cut chips, which are great too. Don't forget the tomato and tartar sauce, because these are the major keys to success. We washed the food down with a good old London pride and an old speckled hen, and we had ourselves an epic fish and chips experience in London. All we're missing are some rice cakes, if you know what I mean.
Fish and a rice cake.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, the prices for your typical afternoon teas at 5-star hotels and department stores really send my heart into financial panic mode, but luckily Tea and Tattle ticks the boxes of not only being delicious, but also being relatively affordable for an afternoon tea at only £24 per person. They have a range of teas to choose from, so I got myself a soothing sencha and AJ got a calming oolong tea to go with the food. And remember, pinkies up!
Fire!
Like that?
Now that's fancy!
I'm joking, you don't need to do that. This 3-tiered tower comes stacked with savory sandwiches at the bottom, some dainty raspberry and strawberry scones with clotted cream of course, and an assortment of delicious cakes at the top from Victoria sponges, lemon drizzle tarts, chocolate slices, and my favorite, carrot cake. Not all of us can shell out for the fancier afternoon teas, but Tea and Tattle has got your wallets back, because who can resist a delightful afternoon tea? Bangers and mash is just one of those classic British comfort foods that never fail to satisfy, and luckily for us, Mother Mash exists, because it's a place that specializes in all things bangers and mash, or as our good friend Gina De Campo likes to say, banger than mash. Their menu concept is a mix and match, so choose your combo of banger, mash, and gravy. I got a classic and porky Cumberland sausage with luscious classic mash and an umami traditional gravy. Dad got a London smoky sausage that had chipotle and hickory wood smoked pork, and his plate came with cheesy mash and gravy. Mom got the Mother Plucker chicken sausage and she got a classic bubble and squeak with onion gravy. And if you're not feeling like sausages, they also do pies, so AG tried their glorious steak and black heart stout pie with the classic mash and parsley liquor combo. They also do desserts, so we gave into the temptation of their apple and blackberry crumble and the iconic sticky date pudding, which both came with pools of custard. How good!
Indian food is so ingrained into British eating habits, so it's no surprise there are many Indian restaurants in London, with Punjab near Seven Dials being the oldest northern Indian restaurant in London, dating back to 1946. It's a classic spot for dependable Punjabi dishes, so we had to stick to some classics, and I guess we also stuck to orange, because look at that glorious, monotonous orange spread. You already know we had to get the butter chicken. It's basic, but it's a goodie for a reason, and who doesn't love the iconic sweet, creamy, tomatoey, and spicious concoction? We also got the signature orange-hued tandoori chicken, which came sizzling on a hot plate, and don't forget to pour yogurt all over your chicken for a perfect touch of freshness. Of course, we had to get the unofficial national dish of Britain, the chicken tikka masala. Highly addicting aromas, and come on, a little dippy dip with some garlic naan, you know you gotta do it. We also got a delicious veggie biryani which came with a veggie curry and a mango lassi to wash it all down. This lassi was thick. Kyle Lowry thick. London Chinatown is a sensory overload of colorful lanterns and arches, mixed with packed streets full of people all united under one purpose, and it's to eat some amazing Chinese food. We stumbled upon Little Four Seasons for our first dinner in London, which by the way is the little sibling to the Four Seasons restaurant. This meal came at a point in our trip where we were like, we're Asian and need Asian food and rice right now or we're gonna throw a fit. And good lord, my soul was healed by this meal. This place is famous for their roast meats, so of course we had to get the three musketeers of roast meats: barbecue pork, crispy pork, and roast duck. Elite comfort food. We also got some sliced chicken with black bean sauce, which was so tender and so delicious. We ordered some fried beef ho fun for some delicious beefy noodle action, and cause we're all about balanced diets, stir-fried beans with minced porks were in order too, and they were great. And yes, we got fried rice too, in addition to the plain rice we already got, cause you already know rice is life.
I feel like I just got possessed. We haven't had Asian food in so long. We were just going like that was so good.
We knew we had to hit up the famous Mama Sin's Dirty Ice Cream in London because we're all about supporting Filipino businesses all around the world. And I know what you're thinking. No, the ice cream isn't dirty. It's just what we call it in the Philippines. They've won a bunch of awards for their ice cream, which we loved so much that we had to go twice despite it being so cold in London. We got their calamansi and black buko ice cream flavors, and oh my, that calamansi made my face pucker up because it was so sour, in a good way of course. Sour. The black buko as well was so creamy and perfectly coconutty. They also do a bunch of Filipino desserts like their signature bilog, which is basically pandesal filled with a luscious ube ice cream, as well as a buko pie, which we of course had to top with cheese ice cream. Yes, cheese ice cream is an elite flavor, so don't knock it till you try it. And to counteract all the sweets, we grabbed their calamansi aid, which again, super sour, but really nice to go with the sweet desserts. An early flight the next day combined with some chilly London weather meant that we were craving for some hearty ramen at Kanadaya. And how could we resist when it was literally just a 2-minute walk from our hotel? This is a famous ramen chain that originated in Japan but now has a few spots all over London. We got 2 bowls of their heavenly tonkotsu ramen, and the broth was ultra hearty, which I guess works out because that set us up for a good night's sleep. The noodles too are also great, and the eggs were so beautifully soft boiled and soaked in delicious marinade. AG got a blob of truffle to go with his tonkotsu, and oh my, it made his ramen ultra rich. We also got a couple of onigiri, which made for great snacks too. One was filled with katsuobushi and another with salmon, both excellent. This restaurant is compact and popular, so do be prepared for a bit of a wait during peak times. Okay, this is a little bonus place for you, but low-key, Greggs is a must experience in the UK. It's the most famous bakery chain in the UK, and I couldn't resist getting myself one of their famous sausage rolls. I actually really loved it, but maybe because I'm quite the sausage roll addict in general, Either way, it's really flaky and the sausage itself is pretty decent. AG got one of their steak bakes and it was real good too. Especially for the price, this is a pretty good spot on the go. Maybe next time I'll try one of their vegan sausage rolls for sure.
Vegan sausage roll.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday may mean beers, barbecues, and monster truck derbies in the US of A, but of course in Britain it can only mean Sunday, Sunday roast. We may have experienced one of the ultimate and jaw-dropping Sunday roasts in London at Blacklock. They've got a few locations around London, but we visited the one in Shoreditch. We were on a mission to try out their behemoth all-in Sunday roast, and my jaw almost detached itself from my face when this beast landed on our table, especially considering we ordered a roast for 3 people, not 4. But first, a drink for myself, and I got a refreshing cocktail from their weekly special. We also saw pig face on the menu and immediately had to get this bad boy on toast. Don't forget to pour that gravy too, cause this was an elite bite. Anyway, their roast comes with pork, lamb, and beef, all of which are aged, and comes with sauces to accompany each meat. It's got puffy Yorkshire pudding, potatoes, all the trimmings of course, and even some veggies for balance. It's so fun slowly picking this delicious roast apart. And the best part about this is their luscious gravy is bottomless. So go crazy, cause this roast is crazy. But not as crazy as loading up your plate at Toby's, am I right?
Quick stop at Toby's and load up that plate.
And before we end this list, we couldn't leave London without a pint at a pub, so we chose the Salisbury, which was quite close to our hotel. Every pub in London has their own unique mark in history, and the Salisbury is famous for not only its drop-dead gorgeous Art Nouveau interiors, but also for hosting Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor's wedding reception for their second marriage. Even if we were here just for one drink, we really appreciated the good old vibe and history of this pub. So yeah, get your stomachs ready for London, because it's an amazing treasure trove of diverse foods and historical gems. There's truly no place like it.
Because there's no place like London.
Yes!
And if you want to see more of these places and our food and travel adventures in London, then be sure to watch the full vlogs over on our YouTube channel.
Anyway, that'll do for this video. Obviously, we couldn't cover the sprawling London dining scene into one video, but we still hope you found our insights into these places that we visited useful regardless. London is such an incredible city to eat your way through, and we had an amazing time filling our stomachs with some amazing London food, and I'm sure you will too. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.